Welcome to the class of project management. So today's topic is capital budgeting. Let's discuss what is capital budgeting. In our normal terms, if you think from common sense, what do you understand by the word capital and what do you mean by the budgeting? Capital means the total funds or resources any company or any organization has. And what do you mean by budgeting? Budgeting is when we try to make a budget, when we try to allocate those resources in the best possible way. So that is your budgeting. That means capital budgeting means allocating your resources in such a way that you get the maximum return and with minimum resources, right? That is your capital budgeting. How wisely you are using your capital for various activities which are involved in the organization. Capital investment of project. Capital budgeting is the process in which a business determines and evaluates potential expenses or investments that are large in nature. Large in nature means it is related to the huge investment where outlays are more, where very बहुत बड़े scale पे जहाँ पे आपकी investment होती है. Some are still joining it. These expenditures and investments include projects such as building a new plant or investing in a long-term venture. Generally, a prospective project's lifetime cash inflows and outflows are assessed in order to determine whether the potential returns generated meet a sufficient target benchmark. That means any investment project when we are taking up, what do we see? Project's lifetime cash inflow or outflow. Till the time that project is running, उसकी लाइफ टाइम जब तक है, उसके क्या कैश इनफ्लोज हमारे पास आएंगे और क्या आउटफ्लोज उसमें लगेंगे. So those we assess and then we, in order to determine whether the potential returns generated, क्या वो प्रोजेक्ट हमें इतने रिटर्न्स दे पाएगा कि which are meeting our standard, which we already made a target standard. If it is able to meet that, then we'll take up that project. Otherwise, we will not be taking up the project, right? So it is nothing. Capital budgeting, you can say in financial terms, it is a financial terminology which is used for the process of decision making whether to invest in one project or not to invest in that project, right? So it is just a financial term given to the decision making on the basis of your capital, whether you should undertake a project or you should reject a project. So that process is known as capital budgeting. It is a very complex procedure. Why it is very complex? Complex because this capital outlays, it involves substantial, very huge amount of expenditure. There are three criteria which shows that capital budgeting is very important decision. First one is long-term effect. See, when you are investing so much of money, it is generally for long-term. You are investing in long-term assets, or it is a long-term project, whether it is land, building, machinery. So you are investing in today, but it will be used for further next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, right? So जो आपकी आज present में manufacturing activities चल रही हैं, that is the result of your capital budgeting done in the past, right? जब आपने कभी 5 साल पहले, 10 साल पहले invest किया था, you are bearing the fruits today. So उस decision के basis पे आपकी present की manufacturing activities are going on, right? The another key criteria that why it is important is irreversibility. Irreversibility means once you have taken up a decision, you cannot just go back. If you are buying a book, you invested just 100 rupees. So it is a reversible decision. Today you bought this book, then you found no, that another author's book is better. So that 100 rupees won't matter to you much, right? Or you can always ask somebody who is interested, you can sell off this book and you can buy the another book which you found out that one is better. Because there is a very less involvement and capital, that already buyers are existing for this new book. Maybe आप 100 की जगह उसको 80 या 90 पे सेल कर दोगे, but at least you will find some buyer. But in case of capital investment, when it comes to selling or buying the capital equipment, right? क्योंकि हम यहाँ पे investment सिर्फ capital equipment में कर रहे हैं, तो उनकी जो market है, it is very ill organized. आपने कहीं से मशीनरी में इन्वेस्ट किया था, मशीनरी बनवाई थी, तो व्हाट हैपेंस, इट इज जनरली कस्टमाइज्ड, it is as per your requirements, right? So not necessary that after that you will be able to sell it off that easily. Nobody, you might not find anybody, right? So that is irreversible. It's not कि आपको उसको scrap जब करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि आपने आज कहीं पे इन्वेस्ट कर दिया है लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग में, उसके बाद it is just a snap of finger that you snap your finger, you can sell it off and आप कहीं और दूसरा खरीद लो. नहीं, it is not that. Because when you buying, you want to put on a refinery or something, it involves, you know, millions of capital in millions. So it's not that easy कि आपने वो आज तो गलत लोकेशन डिसाइड कर ली, गलत लैंड खरीद लिया, कोई नहीं, इसको भी सेल आउट करते हैं, फिर कहीं और मूव कर जाते हैं. So it is irreversible. Once the decision has been taken, it is almost impossible to reverse it back. And the third factor is your substantial outlays. Substantial means huge, considerable, because we know that it is all about capital expenditure, which means lots of expenditure on a very large scale. So that substantial outlays होते हैं, इसलिए it makes capital budgeting a very important decision. So everything has to be scrutinized in detail before taking up a decision, because it has long-term effects on your business, because it involves substantial outlays, and it is irreversible in nature, right? So this complex process has been divided into 6, or you can say 5 steps, right? Because financing is generally forms a part of selection. So third and fourth, you can take it as, some authors have given it as 1 stage also, and some have divided it into 2 stages also. So first we start with the planning, then we move to analysis, then selection, financing, implementation. In the end, we have the review. So capital budgeting begins with planning. What is planning? It is concerned with the articulation of broad investment strategy and generation and preliminary screening of project proposal. See what happens in the planning. We have already seen the preliminary screening जो हम करके लेके आए हैं. उसमें we are seeing कि whether that project is going as per your broad mission and broad goals, right? If it is matching up with that, then that investment strategy you have to see from other aspects. This provides the framework which shapes, guides, circumscribes the identification of individual project opportunities. कि आपके पास जो 2-3 प्रोजेक्ट्स आपके हाथ में आए हैं निकल के, वो आपकी प्रोजेक्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी को शेप देगा, आपके फ्यूचर को गाइड करेगा. Circumscribe means कि defining something within limits, कि whether it is falling within the limit of your organization's strategies and organization goals or not, right? तो प्लानिंग में हम ये सब करेंगे. उसके बाद नेक्स्ट we will move to the analysis. Analysis says if the preliminary screening suggests that the project is prima facie worthwhile, a detailed analysis of the marketing, technical, economic, ecological aspect is undertaken. This means that prima facie means anything which appears suitable until and unless कि उसको कोई wrong prove करे. जो आपके सामने निकल के आ रहा है, आपको सामने जो दिखाई दे रहा है कि हाँ that means prima facie है. ये prima facie है in the sense कि it is proven, मतलब it seems correct, it is adequate, अब तक यही best है. बाद में अगर कोई से प्रूव कर दे तो अलग बात है कि नहीं ऐसा नहीं होगा, ये नहीं होगा, बट प्राइमा विच इज एपेरेंट, दैट इज योर प्राइमा फेसी. तो प्रीलिमिनरी स्क्रीनिंग से आपके पास जो निकल के आते हैं, उसके बाद यू विल डिसाइड कि आपको मार्केटिंग एस्पेक्ट से, टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट से, इकोनॉमिक एस्पेक्ट से, इकोलॉजिकल एस्पेक्ट से वो सूटे आपको प्रोजेक्ट यू शुड अंडरटेक और यू शुड नॉट अंडरटेक, राइट? सो दिस फोकस, दिस phase of capital budgeting, it focus on gathering, preparing and summarizing the relevant information related to various aspects. So जो भी information है marketing से related, technical से, various aspects के, उस सारी information को इकट्ठा करते हैं, उसे summarize करते हैं, and then it is to be analyzed. Third comes selection. Selection will answer your question, is the project worthwhile? Do you worthwhile in the sense ki, does it make a sense to take this project, or we should give it a second thought, second consideration? A wide range of appraisal criteria has been suggested. Actually, in this phase, what do? There are various appraisal criteria. On that basis, we decide whether the project which we have analyzed, it is to be selected or it is not to be selected. And these criteria have been divided into two heads: discounted criteria and non-discounting criteria. Discounting criteria means those criteria which are taking time value of money into consideration, and non-discounting में time value of money को हम नहीं consider करते हैं. So non-discounting criteria can be your payback period and your accounting rate of return. See, if your payback period is less than your target period, आपको लग रहा था कि अगर ये प्रोजेक्ट मेरा जो भी इन्वेस्टमेंट है उसको 5 years में अगर मुझे पे बैक कर देता है तो आई शुड टेक दिस प्रोजेक्ट. एंड आपने जब उसकी कैलकुलेशन किया, आपका पे बैक पीरियड निकल के आया 3.5 और 4, 4.5, so you will accept the project, right? If your accounting rate of return is more than your target rate, then also you will accept it. And in non-discounting, you have NPV. You must be knowing that if net present value is more than 0, then we accept the project, otherwise we reject the project. Then your IRR, internal rate of return, it should be more than your cost of capital. If it is more than your cost of capital, it is to be accepted. Project is to be accepted. And there is another benefit cost ratio that also comes under discounting criteria. If your benefit cost ratio is more than 1, you generally accept the project, right? Then next comes your financing. Financing means there are two broad sources of finance: equity and your debt capital. So in this, you'll decide once you have selected the project, okay, I'm going ahead with this project, then how to finance that project. You would like to make totally on the equity, or you will be depending more on debt capital, or it would be a mixture of both. And if it is a mixture of both debt and equity, then what should be the percentage of equity and what should be the percentage of your debt capital, right? That would form your financing stage. And next comes your implementation. Implementation means when you are actually executing the project. When you start working on the project, you start implementing, you start putting things into action. That is your implementation stage. This stage is further subdivided into small phases. First is your project and engineering design. Project and engineering design means, site seeing, साइट की सिलेक्शन करना, साइट फाइनल करना, ब्लूप्रिंट्स प्रिपेयर करना, क्या प्लांट का डिजाइन क्या होगा, प्लांट का आउटले क्या होगा, ये सब आपका प्रोजेक्ट एंड इंजीनियरिंग डिजाइन में होगा. देन कम्स योर नेगोशिएशन एंड कॉन्ट्रैक्टिंग. चीजों को नेगोशिएट करना, आपके कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स, अगर कोई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लीगल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इन्वॉल्व होता है तो उस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को करना, फिर प्रोजेक्ट की टेक्नोलॉजी कहाँ से एक्वायर करेंगे हम लोग, उसके बाद और क्या क्या यूटिलिटीज चाहिए, उन सबका अरेंजमेंट करना. दैट इज योर नेगोशिएशन एंड कॉन्ट्रैक्टिंग. कंस्ट्रक्शन मीन्स एक्चुअली प्रिपरेशन ऑफ द साइट. आपकी जो है उस साइट पे आप व्हेन यू स्टार्ट कंस्ट्रक्टिंग योर बिल्डिंग, सिविल वर्क स्टार्ट होता है, इंस्टॉलेशन होती है मशीनरीज की, इक्विपमेंट्स की. दैट इज योर कंस्ट्रक्शन. एंड द नेक्स्ट वन इज ट्रेनिंग. Training is training of your engineers, your technicians, your workers, your other employees which will be working with you. So sometimes what happens is training is done simultaneously with the construction stage. To save the time, you can always do that. देखिए ट्रेनिंग साइड बाय साइड हो रही है एम्प्लॉइज की, एंड कंस्ट्रक्शन भी आपकी साथ में चल रही है. एंड द नेक्स्ट वन इज प्लांट कमीशनिंग. कमीशनिंग मीन्स स्टार्टिंग. सो इट इज द startup of the plant. Actually, technically it is very crucial stage, in the sense that when your project from this stage you say that my project cycle has started now after commencement of the project. And then there is always a next will be your review. All the stages, these stages are interlinked to the feedback loop. Whether it goes from analysis to planning, or it goes from selection to planning, it might go from implementation. From every stage, that feedback loop is always present. So that is your review. Performance review should be done periodically to compare actual performance with the projected performance. Review हम इसीलिए करते हैं so that we can compare the actual things going on and also to compare it with the benchmark. A feedback device is useful in several ways. It is useful in the sense that it helps you to throw light on how realistic were the assumptions underlying the projects. कि हमने जो assumptions लेके हम लोग चल रहे थे, whether those were really realistic or those are not going as per the practicality. Also, it provides a documented log of experience that is highly valuable in future decision. Documented log मतलब आपके पास log is a record. आपके पास एक record experience का इकट्ठा हो जाता है, the way you have been approaching towards your project, and that experience, that record can be used for your future projects or decisions. It also helps in uncovering judgmental biases. अगर किसी भी स्टेज पे कोई जजमेंटल कोई बायसनेस थी from the project manager side or from anybody side, तो वो बाहर निकल के आ जाती है कि नहीं, why did you take this decision, why did you take this activity, only because of your biasness, but it is not going as per our standards, तो हमें उसमें change करना चाहिए, right? So this is review is very important because that feedback will decide whether you are going in the right direction or not. And if it's somewhere the discrepancy is found out, you can always take measures to correct it, right? Then comes level of decision making. Level of decision making in the sense, capital budgeting is done at different levels. Although more important is administrative and strategic capital decision making, because at operational level, operating capital budgeting decision can be buying your office equipments. But when it comes to office equipments, if a company has diversified or many branches, so generally they do a bulk purchasing. Bulk purchasing, that means कि कहीं एक common जगह से they are buying for their all the offices. All the amount of those equipment is not much. It might be, buying stationary items only or buying desk or something like that, But when it is bought for all the offices everywhere, then it becomes a quite substantial amount for the company to invest. So those are your operating capital budgeting decisions. Administrative can be your balancing equipments which are required. Strategic can be diversification projects. So that depends. So it is said that Gordon, Miller and Mintzberg, they defined that there are 3 levels of decision making. So we take a decision on the basis of 3 levels. And what is their importance and what is their criteria, that we'll be seeing now. First one is level, on the left hand side, if you can see, there is level of decision. First structure of decision, first level of decision and structure of decision, level of resources, commitment and time horizon. Now coming to the operating decision, these are done at lower level, because the lower level people will be telling what all things are required at their level to operate, right? And structure is, these decisions are generally routine decisions, and the level of resources are minor, and the time horizon is short term. But administrative decisions, these are taken at middle level, and these are semi-structured. Semi-structured means these are not routine decisions, and these are not very fully, not fully structured also. These are semi-structured. Some are decided कि कुछ तो फिक्स ही चीज वैसे ही रहेंगी and कुछ चीजें रूटीन के हिसाब से चेंज हो जाएंगी. That's why we are calling them semi-structured. Level of resource of commitment, that is moderate. You don't require very less resources, but you require quite resources involvement is more as compared to that, right? And next is time horizon. Time horizon is your more, it is generally involved for medium term, not very short period also and not very long period also, right? So, and next is your top level. Strategic decisions are taken at a top level, it is generally done by the top level management. And next is structure of decisions. These are not unstructured, sorry, it should be structured. These are very structured, very planned decisions. Next is level of resource commitment. It involves a major portion of your resources, and these are generally long term, right? So then on the basis of this, we allocate our capital. And when we make the allocation of capital, it involves 3 criteria. What can be these criteria? See, before making any decision, every business or every stakeholders, they are interested in maximizing the stakeholders' wealth. And how it is done? That criteria with which we decide, that is profitability, risk, and growth. Now, how would you define the profitability? Profitability reflects the relationship between your profit and investment, right? Isn't it? It is the principal driving force for business activity. So what do we take? We take profit after tax divided by net worth. So that profitability will come out. You can always decide then. If it is very profitable project, you can even think of investing more capital. Then comes risk. Risk is nothing but variability. How do we decide variability? That what we are expecting, what kind of returns we are expecting, and what can actually we are getting, or how much can be the deviation. This variability means the range between the outcomes. कि आपका एक बार तो वो आपको 100% भी दे रहा है रिटर्न, but in adverse circumstances it is coming down to even 5%. So that variability 5% to 100% is your risk, right? तो वो उसका हाईएस्ट आउटकम क्या है, लोएस्ट आउटकम क्या है, उसके बीच का जो गैप है, that will decide that how much risk is involved. If variability is more, the more risk is involved. If you find that okay, there is some project, like first project is giving 100% and 5%, the second project might not be able to give you 100% even at the best of the situation, but if it is giving you 70% in the best situation and 50% in the worst position, then variability is less, only 20%. So that means those who are not risk lovers, they might go for the project B because risk involved is less, variability is less. But those who are risk lovers, they might go for project A because it was able to give you 100% of the returns. Next comes your growth. The third criteria is growth. Business firms actively pursue and achieve growth over a period of time. This is manifested in the increase of revenues, assets, net worth, profits, dividends, and so on. See, growth has to be there. It's not कि आप बस हर बार रिटर्न ही कर रहे हो, उसके बाद उसको कुछ मिल नहीं रहा है. और ग्रोथ का आप कैसे डिसाइड करते हो, कैसे शो होती है ग्रोथ? दिस इज मैनिफेस्टेड. मैनिफेस्टेड मीन्स हाउ इट इज शोन. इट इज शोन विन द इंक्रीज ऑफ रेवेन्यूज कैसे इंक्रीज हो रहे हैं, आपकी असेट्स कैसे इंक्रीज हो रही है, नेटवर्थ आपकी कंपनी की कैसे बढ़ रही है, क्या प्रॉफिट्स, क्या डिविडेंड्स, कैसे थिंग्स आर इंक्रीजिंग. ओवरऑल टुगेदर इट विल लीड टू योर, it will be encapsulating your growth, right? So this is how you decide your growth. So on these 3 criteria we decide our capital allocation ki kaun se project ko kitni capital allocate hame karni hai. And before that we had seen how do we decide whether that project is to be undertaken or it should not be undertaken, right? So that's all for today. You can put up your queries now.